Well, greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, bringing you another edition of Movie Night Live from the Monastery of Mayhem and the Angry Brothers, Omaha, Rama, deep in the bowels of Omaha, Nebraska. Well, we're back, faithful followers. It's been a while, I know, and I do apologize. Brother Jack's had some changes with the career and a few other things that he's had to deal with. And he's been trying to get his head around all of that and get everything going. And things are starting to look better. I mean, things are definitely on the upswing, we hope. I mean, Brother James is working and, you know, pushing his nose to the grindstone. And speaking of Brother James, today he's actually being initiated into the as a noble of the Tangier Shrine here in Omaha, Nebraska. Congratulations, Brother James. You know, I don't know, he won't talk about what the initiation is, but I'm sure it's probably something really dignified, like they paddle their little backsides while they're wearing their little fezzes and everything, or they make them eat a bowl of peeled grapes and say they're eyeballs, or some such juvenile shit as that. But hey, they're still a great organization, and they do a lot of really good work for the community. And you know, the shrine is a place where Masons go to play and have fun, so we all need more fun in our lives, definitely. So again, congratulations, Brother James. You know, it's like they couldn't have picked a more worthy individual, and you earned it. And speaking for me and Ferna, Lady Torrid, Dahlia, Gulia, Veronique, and the rest of the Ash and Sin and the rest of the cast here at the Monastery of Mayhem, we're all very proud of you, and, you know, again, congratulations. So remember, if you want to be a Mason, you got to find one and ask. You want to ask one, be one. All right, well, while we're giving the props and the shout-outs and passing out the warm and fuzzies here, people, let's deal with a few more, okay? Well, we want to thank our good friend down in Leakesville, Mississippi, Lee Turner, big patron of the show, really great friend of the show, helped us out through a lot of tough times. You know, it's like definitely a brother from another mother, as it were. You know, we've done so much for us, Lee, you got to let us return the favor. We hope you're going to be up here in later on in the month of December. We'll go out and party and, you know, get all kinds of fucked up. Believe me, it's like you ain't partied till you've partied with Brother Jack. I want to thank our friends at INC, the Grindhouse Channel, Static Waste, Ultra Toxic TV, the Static Wasteland. You know, we did have a deal with Betamax TV, but because of some technical issues, they chose not to follow through with it. I mean, their loss, but they're still a good, really great channel, and I would definitely give them a look-see. We want to thank our friend Mistress Rhonda at Bizarre TV. I mean, hang in there with us, Rhonda. We're going to be getting your money to you for that premium membership here shortly. Just trying to swing a few things with the holidays. Our good friend Tony Medeiros in Fall River, Massachusetts with Piece of Cake Productions. This is his busy time of the year. Excuse me there. Whew. Brother Jack's allergies acting up. I'm going to have to go take a Claritin after this. Whew. That'll kind of make your eyes water, but anyway, our good friend Tony Medeiros with Piece of Cake Productions, all of our fellow horror hosts, you know, again, you know who you are, our good friend Todd Mizia, aka the Toxic Zombie, for all of his great artwork, done a lot for the show. And again, Brother Jack's been away, I know, and he's been on the quiet side lately, but I'm still out there. And to the impersonator, fuck you, I'm still here. And you know who you are, by the way, you red-headed hack. But anyway, that's enough of that crap. Now, tonight's little tale that we've got is a putrid little piece of cinematic celluloid from the year 1986 called Rawhead Rex. And no, it is not a gay porno film, in case you're wondering. I know it sounds like that, but no. There's no pizza delivery guys in this film. Nobody does anything kinky at a bus station or in a men's room at a bus station. This film is actually produced by, it's actually made in Ireland, and, you know, see, something else besides bad whiskey and soccer hooliganism can come out of Ireland and the UK. This movie basically deals with the story of a pagan king or a war chief named Rawhead Rex, who's like half man and half monster, is imprisoned under a big stone obelisk. Oddly enough, it looks like a giant penis. I don't know if I haven't been to Ireland lately, you know, but I'm pretty sure they don't have giant stone boners populating, dotting the landscape. I mean, you know, we'd think we was in San Francisco or something, or Fire Island maybe, you know, or at least maybe down in Lincoln. Who knows? So there are not giant stone penises dotting the landscape here in Ireland, but this monument, oddly enough, looks like a giant penis. I don't know if the director's projecting something, or he wants to share something with the group, or is trying to share something with the group, but it was an interesting image nonetheless. Anyway, to go on with the plot of the film, an idiot farmer and an idiot Irish farmer, that's almost an oxymoron, you know, or a redundancy, idiot Irish farmer. I mean, you could have stopped at the first word and got your thought across quite nicely. But we love the Irish. Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. You know, the Irish, you know, bringing us drunk human tricks, stupid human tricks since 454 BC. Way to go, guys. Anyway, this farmer proceeds to basically pull the obelisk over with a tractor, releasing Rawhead Rex back into the world and starting off his bloody rampage of killing, carnage, and some oddly homoerotic water sports, believe it or not. This is the only movie Brother Jack has ever seen where a monster taking a giant asparagus whiz on someone, a priest yet, is a major part of the movie. It's a major plot point. You know, it's like, you know, first time I saw this, I'm going, what the fuck? Did he just piss on that guy? Well, yeah, he did. Hey, James, come here and look at this. You know, it's like, so anyway, the priest, known as Declan, who is what's called a verger, I don't know if that's a Gaelic word, meaning a really big asshole, because that's pretty much what he portrays throughout the movie here. Kind of a jerk, kind of a major jerk. Well, oddly enough, he becomes Rawhead Rex's devoted servant, and again, that speaks to the whole homoerotic part. I mean, more than a hint of mint in that guy. You know, that whole dynamic in the film had more than a hint of mint in it myself, if I say so myself. You know, I'm surprised Rawhead Rex wasn't wearing a pair of assless chaps and had a big bandana tied around his neck. We all know what that means. Total moe, or a bottom, whichever. But anyway, Rawhead Rex gets loose into the countryside and proceeds to kill, rip, and cannibalize his way across Ireland. And we're going to let it go right there. So we're going to bring you tonight's feature, Rawhead Rex, and we'll have more about the movie, along with some interesting trivia and some more announcements. Brother Jack's got his bottle of wine here, and you know, he's going to settle back, you know, hoist a few, and, you know, drink till he can't feel feelings anymore, and while he watches tonight's feature, Rawhead Rex, starring Hugh O'Connor, and a cast of Irishmen I've never heard of before, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. So, you know, in the spirit of tonight's movie, faith in Bigara, and enjoy. Greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What do you think of Rawhead Rex so far? I mean, what did you think of that where basically Rex came bursting out from under that giant stone penis-looking like thing, proceeding to rip that farmer up and do all other sorts of nasty stuff. Now, you'll see there was a scene there, and we may not have gotten to it yet, where the verger is kneeling in front of Rex, and he rips open his cassock or his robe or whatever the Catholics call that thing the priests wear, and Rawhead Rex proceeds to baptize this verger by taking a giant steaming piss on him. Probably, as I said earlier, probably the only instance where homoerotic water sports are featured in a major horror film. This film from 1986 is a really undiscovered little gem. It was quite popular on the indie film circuit, having won, I believe it won a Hugo Award for Best New Science Fiction / Horror Film, and it was even nominated for a Saturn Award under the same category for the year of 1986. But lost out to some of the more well-known films in that era, like I believe The Lost Boys was up at that time, and several others. So it kind of got through by the wayside and swept under the rug and forgot about. And we're glad to be bringing you this film, you know. And as far as the right holders are concerned, you know, it's like, catch us if you can. You know, we will leave no stone unturned, we will leave no movie unshown to bring you, our viewers, the best in bad horror films. It's in our mission statement, people. Look it up. You know, we bring you the best in bad horror films. Why? Because we're the Angry Brothers, and that's what we do. You know, I'm just hanging out with Brother Izzy, Brother Reggie here, you know. Waxy, our demonically possessed candle. You never know what he's going to say or when he's going to say it. You know, a good bottle of wine and a nice big glass of the stuff. And as I said, we're going to drink till we can't feel feelings anymore. You know, like most men. You know, hiding our problems through self-denial, despair, and alcohol. It's what made America great. You know, and let's put America back on top again, people, and let's not elect Donald Trump, okay? Can we? This was an idea whose time has not come. Let's move on. Bernie Sanders, 2016. Way to go, Bernie. You know, it's like if you're all for that legalization of pot thing, we're behind you 100%. But anyway, back to the movie. Brother Jack digresses a little bit. You know, we had the scene where the Rawhead Rex takes, you know, urinates on this priest, and I don't know whether that's an indictment of the Catholic Church or basically somebody's just trying to share something with the group. I don't know. The director never did give his motives for putting that in the, and the producers never did give their motives for allowing that scene to stay in the film, although it did disturb a lot of people. They did get a lot of cards and letters from people. Even a few emails, and this was the early days of the internet. Now the film, there was a great scene in the film where Rawhead Rex gets loose in this trailer park. And, you know, he proceeds to tear up many of the residents, including several small children, which is another thing. In most films, they will not show a child being directly slaughtered by the monster, the villain, the slasher, or whatever. Not even in the Freddy Krueger films did they. I mean, there was a few scenes where they did it, but it was never very blatant or very open. It was always hidden behind some special effects trick, or, you know, some bizarre camera angle, or the girl would turn into a giant roach and then he'd crush her. But it wasn't really killing a child or a young person. But in Rawhead Rex, they'd have several scenes where they're actually quite graphic about the slaughter of children, and this is also a little bit of cinematic carnage that got them some rather notorious notice by the Irish Film Commission, which actually put Rawhead Rex on the banned list for, I believe, a period of like 4 years, from 1986 to 1990, where it was finally showed in the UK in its unaltered or unedited format for the the British, I believe it was the British Horror Fiend Awards or something to that effect. But it was a big cinematic coup because they had outlasted the Irish Film Commission, which was officially disbanded by the Tony Blair government in 1990. As Ireland was adopting a more open policy and trying to get rid of things such as film censorship and the control of the Catholic Church, as it was leaning towards more Protestant elements at that time. But, you know, I'm sure you're all out there saying, what the fuck does this have to do with the movie? Well, I'm just trying to give you all a little bit of trivia. I mean, if you want useless, dumbed-down pap, go see the other guy, all right? Do I have red hair? Am I wearing a lab coat? No. You know, here at the Angry Brothers, we go the extra mile for our viewers to bring you a little substance with these movies. Be grateful. You're getting an education here and you didn't have to pay for it. Now shut up and listen. But the film Rawhead Rex proceeds to go on, and it has this undertone of feminism in it because, well, we'll go into that one at the end of the movie here, but to give you a little more trivia, the pissing scene was actually supposed to be done with a tube running through the actor's costume to a fake member that would basically spray distilled water. And it was all supposed to be gimmicked up, so the actor being pissed on couldn't really tell the difference. Well, guess what, people? The prop department had several snafus, and they were already tight on time to film for that day, and the director was absolutely adamant about getting that scene out of the way and in the can. So basically, the actor, the German actor, who was a German bodybuilder, who played Rawhead Rex, his name I believe was Leon Schlesinger or something to that effect, something German sounding anyway. You know, when they told him there would be basically no distilled water, or he'd have to do the shot au naturel as it was, proceeded to consume half a six-pack of beer in preparation for this. So if it looks real, if you see that scene in the movie and thinking to yourself, holy shit, that looks real, guess what, people? It was. The actor playing Declan, the verger, didn't realize what was going on until the wrap party when, in a fit of drunken hysterics, the director, Schlesinger, and several of the camera people were sitting there, would burst into just uncontrollable laughter every time the actor who played Declan would enter the room or try to join a conversation, until at the wrap party he pretty much wanted to know what the hell the dealio was, and they proceeded to tell him that, you know, this scene he had done, he'd actually been urinated on by a large German fellow who was half in the bag from cheap beer. Needless to say, the actor was quite put off, and a fist fight almost broke out at the cast party, but everybody was separated and calmed down. The actor was paid a few $100s extra for his trouble. A few $100s. Yep, that's the going rate here in Omaha for that kind of action. So he got his money's worth. He made his money's worth. You know, just a little bit of trivia. There was also a scene where, at the end of the movie, where the professor's wife, the hero's wife, them realizing that the only thing that can defeat Rawhead Rex is a woman, and we all know how that goes. I mean, how many of us have been utterly defeated by women throughout our lives? And I don't know about anyone else, but I'm a little fucking sick of it. How about you? Anyway, this woman proceeds to use this fetishy-looking idol to blast Rawhead Rex, rendering him powerless, you know. Probably impotent, too. I mean, it's like, if I know most women, it's probably the idol of castration or something, or the idol of emasculation. You know, now the Brother Jack's about it. Has any guys, anyone of you out there finally tried to figure out what the fundamental flaw of women is? Well, here's a hint. No volume control or no mute button. Just doesn't have it, you know. You know, I think we need to do, it's like, God, we need a recall. You know, it's like, you need to recall them all, put that in, send them back, you know, kind of like they do with Chevys. But we'll have more on the movie and some more trivia at the end of the movie, so we're going to get back to tonight's film, Rawhead Rex, starring Hugh O'Connor and a bunch of Irishmen I've never heard of, and Leon Schlesinger as Rawhead Rex, the token German, back here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shaka Rama. Enjoy. I can't drink enough of this stuff to stop feeling this sucks.
We couldn't see much, of course, even with the torches. But I had a pretty good idea what was going on.
Why was that?
Smelt the blood.
Really?
Certainly. It had a coppery smell about it. You couldn't miss it.
Jesus, what was that?
Shh, go on.
Then, of course, we found the body.
What's going on?
Get out! Right, keep calm! Keep calm!
Felt like an earthquake.
Where's the door?
Get out! Get out here!
Oh.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What did you think of Rawhead Rex? Wasn't this movie scary in an Irish soccer hooliganism sort of a way? All they needed to do was put Rawhead Rex in a t-shirt that said Manchester United, and he'd have been the perfect British soccer fan, you know? You know, little tiny brain, big mouth, and pretty much nothing else. That's it. I got nothing. The film from 1986, as I said, earned a rather infamous condemnation. Hell, hold on. Rented lips. And there. This is what happens when you take too much cough syrup before you shoot. But anyway, enough of that. This film earned a rather infamous reputation with the Irish Film Commission in the year 1986. The scathing report that they gave the producers and the subsequent banning of the film for showing in the UK, unless it was severely edited. And it wasn't until the film was actually shown in London in 1990 at a popular British horror fest that the film was actually seen by audience in its raw, unedited format, or its theatrical, unedited format. What was being distributed was a really rather watered-down piece of crap that really nobody wanted to watch. The film did not make its money back. I mean, it cost like $4 million to shoot the film, and I think it only made a little over $800,000 in its entire theatrical run. It really didn't make its money until it was syndicated and put out in the DVD and VHS markets about the early 90s. And this film has been floating around on YouTube and various other channels, various BitTorrent sites, which is, I had the misfortune, I assume, if you want to say, to see it back in like the early 90s on Cinemax. It was ran briefly on Cinemax. I think they ran it for 1 week and then promptly pulled it because it was a piece of crap. But anyway, it's here. You're welcome, and enjoy the film, friends. Now, another little bit of trivia about the film. The fetish idol, the fetish statue that everybody was seeking, that could only be wielded by the hands of a woman, and what finally destroyed Rawhead Rex, was a copy of an actual fertility idol that was dug up in the Sutton Hoo dig in Wales in 1948. It is supposed to represent one of the Celtic forms of the earth goddess Gaia. You'll notice that by the big hips and the big boobs, and there's a few close-ups of the object that you'll be able to tell that from. A nice little plot twist, and the fact that the monster could only be defeated by a woman is a classic theme that goes back all the way to the Middle Ages, with the virgin being able to tame and hunt the unicorn, and dragons, that dragons could only be tamed by a virgin, and unicorns could only be captured by a virgin. And when you really analyze that, doesn't that just sound boring? I mean, if you were a dragon, what would you want to? Would you want to be tamed by a virgin, or would you want to be tamed by a raging slut? I don't know about you people, but I think the slut sounds like she'd be more fun. Virgins are boring. Let's face it, they are. They don't know nothing. You gotta train them. You gotta teach them everything. It's time consuming. It's boring. And I'm sure my dom friends out there are going, oh, hell no, Jack, we love virgins. Well, you're an idiot running around in a little leather hat and a little leather vest glaring at people, okay? Your opinion, your argument is invalid. So, moving on. The movie finally goes on. The professor's wife defeats Rawhead Rex by blasting him with rays of magic that come out of this fetish idol, and Rawhead Rex is reduced to basically a impotent child. And how many guys out there can relate to that? It's like your old lady dealing with your old lady in an argument, and she proceeds to, and you're pretty much standing there with no balls and no argument. It's happened before. It'll happen again, people. Embrace the horror, as it were. But anyway, Rawhead Rex proceeds to be a weakened little Nevish, and falls down this hole, and the temple, this Celtic temple where all this goes on, proceeds to crash in on him, burying him for another, hopefully, 10,000 years, until the next idiot Mick Farmer decides to dig him up accidentally when he's planting his potatoes. It's like, hey, something to look forward to. A sequel. And in this days of remakes, reboots, and reimaginings, let's face it, people, it's like death and taxes. You can't avoid it. It's coming. What can you do? Well, on that happy note, Brother Jack is going to go stick one foot in the toilet bowl and one finger in the light socket and wait for someone to turn on the light switch. But if I do make it back next week, hopefully we'll have Inferna and some of the other girls with us. We're going to be going to be getting a studio here in the coming weeks. That's in the works, and we're negotiating with them. Also, be sure and check out our new site on Patreon. Just Google Patreon. I believe it's patreon.com/Angry Brothers or Omaha Shakarama, and you'll be able to find our site. You'll be able to make a donation, and if you donate, you get some really great prizes: autographed pictures of me and the girls, some autographed publicity posters that are not available to the general public. For our big donors, you're going to get a full set of our Big Drunk Angry Beer Steins, featuring our new Inferna Beer Stein, using artwork by Todd Mizia that has never been featured before in any of our merchandise. So check it out, contribute, help us get a studio, people. Where we're filming now works great, but we can do better. We can take the show to a whole other level, and, we can say to the impersonator and his little crew of hangers-on and yes men and sycophants, let's make late night horror hosting in Omaha something to be proud of, and not a dumbed down, family friendly aping of something somebody did 40 years ago. But that's my opinion. And, as guaranteed in the Constitution of the United States, and if you don't like it, again, suck it! Anyway, next week we're bringing you a new film by our good friend Jerry Williams out of Lexington, Kentucky, along with Goat Boy Films. We're bringing you Saucer Sex Bombs and The Babes from Outer Space. You're going to want to see this, believe me. I previewed this film and, I just about peed myself and fell off my chair laughing. But then, in retrospect, I do tend to pee myself an awful lot, and I fall off my chair laughing a lot. It's a hobby. Everybody needs a hobby. But that's going to be next week here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. So again, from myself, Brother James, Inferna, Lady Torrid, the Black Dahlia, Veronique, Ash and Sin, Gulia, Dr. Sangria, and the rest of the cast and crew here at the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. Let's keep America on top, y'all. Watch horror movies. Good night. I think it's empty. Damn it. Well, I guess I'll have to get another one. What? Sanjay, is this camera still on? Well, cut, all right?